Hola, queridos. Hello, wonderful people. Today here it's now already very warm. We're gonna get later in the week about 38 degrees, so it's gonna be very, very hot again. I think this is second or third heat wave or whatever. But now it's going to take a bit longer. It's going to be for days over the the 30 degrees, and I think it will be much closer to to 40 and above. But anyways, um, what I wanted to talk about with you today is my inner child and how grateful that inner child is with the fact that more and more is coming into the world about the children. And um, of course it's a bit ambivalent, because I am grateful for that it's coming out. I also understand it's very, if if you don't know anything about it yet, then and it will stay horrific, or what you will find out about it. But the importance is, if we really want to fully start start in functioning in this new world, then it's very, very important that we all have the same knowledge and all have the same understanding um, about it, to ensure that nothing like it could ever happen again. So that means all of the possibilities, which leaves doors open to child trafficking, and that those doors must be closed and and ensured to never be opened again. And I think we are in that stage right now. And um, um, so my inner child is very grateful, of course, to be alive, to share my experiences with child trafficking, and also to very grateful to, when I first heard Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talking about it and admitting that big cargo liner ships were used to have been used to traffic children in, then it's now, to me, it's not news, because from my own research and stuff like that, I already know this for a very long time. But the recognition it gives me for my all my work, uh, for doing all the efforts of research and going through it energetically again. And it's important to have, at a certain point, to get that kind of recognition for all the work people like me put into it. And of course it's for the greater good and stuff like that. But it's nice, and it's important to get recognition from time to time, and such a huge recognition right now, so huge, from now such an important person like RFK Jr. Is very nice. And it's very well received. And yeah, like I said, I think it's um, um, one of the things about. I mean, we've heard probably already a lot about inner child and inner child work and blah blah. But I think it's what I think for me, what is really important um, is an enormous amount of safety to let my inner child tell me and show me what it wants, and that comes also with remembering things, with memories of the trafficking itself. And um, I know my memories are correct because I've done a lot of research, and while doing research, I talked also to others about it, and then you come to the same uh, things, and which are correct in the research. So therefore, I know my memories are not playing games, mind games with me, but they're actually accurate and true. And and I'm also very grateful for those because as a child, uh, and and something like any kind of abuse is happening to you as a child, um, the response to pain in every human being is to retreat from that as fast as you can, and to make the pain as short as possible, or that it goes away as fast as possible. So that's really the survive mode, and very necessary to stay alive and to stay sane in situations where that is needed. And um, like I said, trafficking is one of the worst forms of abuse. But there was also other types of abuse during my childhood, and memories of that are of course pain. So um, a child does it unconsciously. I mean, not consciously doing, avoiding the pain or to suppress the pain. That's just a natural instinct which happens, and a child doesn't think about it; just happens, and it's, and knows how to survive it. So but later on in life, it is a choice to avoid it and to suppress it. And as painful as it may be, but there will be come along some point where it's just not doable anymore. You can't normally live with it anymore. It becomes really a burden and an enemy from the inside. And so the inner child needs to come out and tell and share their experiences. And so I think that's a very important change from avoiding and suppression to choose consciously to not do that, to not avoiding it or suppress it, but just let it be and let it come, and let the child tell you and show you and experience you what it needs. And that's it. Then it's not gone, but then it has been transmuted in a different energy you can actually work with. And then there's no need to suppress and avoid anymore. And that is very, very, very important, because it's a liberation. It's a liberation of a piece of you, which actually is your best friend, but because by avoiding and suppressing it, it becomes tremendous enemy, and but I do believe everybody can overcome that, and the way overcome it, and the way we choose to do that is it will be different to everybody because everybody is different, obviously. But a child likes singing, a child likes playing, running. So by become more active also in that way, the inner child gets activated, and then it will start to flow, and you can work with it in a gentle way. And that's what I have been doing. And my inner child is very happy with this period in time, because so much more is coming to the surface right now about the children, and because there are so many like me, and unfortunately there are so many who did not survive it, and to get recognition for all the research, and for all the sharing and going through the experiences over and over to share what I know. Um, that makes me happy about my inner child as well, because it feels becomes more safe, and in the outside world. And because I had to hide that child as well a lot, because people did not could not comprehend, and it's also very logic, but they could not comprehend what that little kid had been through. And so to get more recognition and more knowledge about it is very important for all the survivors, but also for the children who did not make it. And like I said through in my story many times, that the port of Rotterdam is a very important place for transport and distribute children. And they're coming in and going out, and for further distribution to their destinations. And also international airport Schiphol, Amsterdam is very important in that as well. And it's the same. It's transport for trafficked children. Underneath, there is a whole system to connect it all with tunnels. And so, yeah, if you come to look at it, and that in that perspective, and you see the maps from it, then you come to an understanding that the Netherlands is one big dump. And if you don't know what these are, then I recommend you to look it up and to do your own research. And because it's very real, and if you come to the understanding how enormous that system has been, you can understand how much work it takes to take it out, to take that system out. And so yeah, the port of Rotterdam is with the shipping containers a very important place. I've already mentioned it several times, but there was a Dutch television series called Penosa, and it's about the mob, the mafia. And there's a very important part for the port of Rotterdam, and it actually literally shows how it works. And containers are coming in on a big cargo ship, and when they're coming in, they're immediately put on a different transport without without checking, without checking what's inside of it. So the checking points were left left out, and they're immediately going to a different transport that's done with drugs, and it's also done with, obviously, with children. And child trafficking in human, but mostly child trafficking is the most lucrative way, trade, a trade in the world. It's about uh, it's about the trade in sex with children. It's about the trade in harvesting organs from children, mostly while they're still alive, so they can also use the adromocrized blood of children. And even because we are not only talking about humans, we're talking about creatures from such a different realm, and they also use the chi, the life energy of children, and all of that is 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 worth billions, trillions of dollars, and it's horrific, and and the scale of it is so huge. So it is very humane and logic that the knowledge about that comes in uh, portions people can digest, because otherwise it's way too much. And but we are at a point now, more and more and more about it will come in, and also through my videos about it, telling you about it, I hope I can contribute to that you not get so much overwhelmed, but just, get used to the ideas of all of this, and the huge scale of it. And then it's a little bit easier to to deal with what's coming about it. So yeah, so the inner child, it's you can make a whole interesting uh, story about it, therapeutic, of seen from throughout a therapeutic point of view, but it's not really necessary, because it sounds maybe a bit condescending. I do not mean that, but everybody is their own therapist, and you are the person who knows your inner child, and you know how to get in contact with it, and you can create a safety to do that, and to become best friends with your inner child. It's good to have sometimes another person to help you activate it, to help you get started, and that's it. You are your own therapist. You do your own work, and you'll be the best in it, because it's your energy, and it's your inner child, and it's all yours to work with. And um, it's, you can keep it really simple, like I said, you know what children like, so if you start doing some of those activities, then you already are in contact with your inner child, and you can work with it. So I would say have a lot of fun with it as well, because I think in Western therapy sessions things are made so unnecessary, heavily and serious, that it's not even, of course it's gonna trigger a lot of avoidance and resistance, because it's not fun. And working on yourself can be fun, and I prefer a light and joyous way of working on myself instead of make it unnecessarily heavy and energetically not pleasant, etc. It's not necessary. So yeah, that's and that's this all because of positive triggers, because they are also, they exist. That's another example of how Western psychology and therapeutical thingies have a way of an immense negative input, because um, it's, inner child work. Children are light, and children are fun, and children um, are in still in the energy of source, and play around with it. And you can return, you can do that as well, but uh, because we have been programmed to believe to become adults without those important pieces. um, that's not a complete adult. The adult is also very good friends with its inner child, with its inner teenager, or with its inner teacher, with its inner sabotage person. You can become friends with all of them, and then you will start to feel a lot better. It's just the way to click with it sometimes and to find the right way, but it's very easily possible uh, for all. But yeah, so it's this was all triggered by the good news. Well, the good news, but yeah, by the news about the cargo ships in Rotterdam, and especially from the company, from the fleet, Evergrande. But then we come to the container companies itself. Then we come, Maersk. Maersk is one of the biggest, and I think also one of the most important ones in this child trafficking story worldwide. And yes, and it will be very interesting to also get more knowledge about Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. It's a very important place as well. Always has been. Um, I mean, my generation of illegal adopted trafficked children could come in mostly via Schiphol Airport, without any problems, without any control, without anything, without any problems. We could come in, and very interesting. And I'm convinced it's still happening, but not above ground. So people didn't see it anymore. And yeah, I think we will find out about that as well. I think, like Trump said, all will be revealed, and I truly believe that. And that's the last thing I'll say about this. Just get the post with it, just a sec, because um, it's not really big, of big importance, but a little bit, um, about that port of Rotterdam. So that was about the Ever Given from the Evergreen fleet of container ships arriving in Rotterdam, Netherlands, after being freed from the Suez Canal, where it became mysteriously stuck for a week. Coincidentally, President Trump was also in the Netherlands, just a few miles away from this location. Distraction is necessary. Knowing what you know, it should be pretty clear. And yes, it is. And I think the same thing is, that's the last thing about this. Um, I think the same goes for the NATO summit. That was not real Trump because he was too short. Many people saw that now, even people who not really really busy with all these conspiracy ideas. But this was not the real Trump. So um, so for me, it means this was a distraction as well. And there were many strange things during that summit. You can look it up for yourself. There's much to find about it on Telegram. It's really weird, and I think it was a distraction, but it was again in the Netherlands. So yeah, I think has been a big clean up, clean out, taking out, whatever you want to call it. And but we will have to wait a little because we will know everything, but not everything at once. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. And once again, I think one of the most important things about working with inner child is to to go from avoidance and uh, suppression, uh, go that through your own alchemistic energy shift, uh, go to um, to a whole different energy uh, of consciously choosing not to avoid and not yeah to suppress and resist, but just to to actively become friends with the inner child and listen, and mostly most of the times that is enough. And but there are nice activities you can do to create a joyous space to do it all from, and then it becomes fun to do. So yeah, that was it. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll be soon back with something else. I'm sure of it, because so much is going on, so much is happening, and my inner child responds to that, and myself as an adult, of course, as well. But because of that, it's the energy is really shifting, and it's become noticeable now for many people, and um, that's a positive trigger for me, and so it all helps and works together. Okay, well, now I'm really gonna stop and enjoy the nice weather. The sun is very nice, and I'm gonna tank some vitamin C and D, and I would thank you very much, and ciao ciao for now. See you soon. Ciao ciao. Bye bye. Ciao.